When you step onto a construction site, you see dozens of different tasks and countless movements all happening at once. Cranes are operating, welding is taking place, materials are being transported. We all know that this environment is full of hazards. But the real question is, can we truly identify these hazards? A loose plank, a dangling cable, a chemical that hasn't been properly labeled. Do you think these are just small details, or are they warning signs of accidents waiting to happen? Most of the time, the danger is right in front of us, yet we fail to notice it. That is why hazard identification is the first and most critical step in occupational health and safety. In this video, I'd like to do a hazard identification exercise with you. I will show you worksite images from construction sites and ask you to identify the hazards. Afterwards, we will evaluate the hazards together. Now you have a construction site image in front of you. Please take a close look and try to identify what hazards might be present in this image. I'll give you 15 seconds to think about it. All right, let's evaluate it together. The surveyor standing inside the barricade along the edge of the excavation is at risk of falling into the excavation. I believe you share the same opinion with me. The second hazard is the risk of the worker inside the excavation falling while entering or exiting due to the absence of a proper ladder. The third hazard is the risk of falling into the excavation due to the barricade along the edge not being fully completed. The fourth hazard, in facilities such as refineries and petrochemical plants, what do we call an excavation deeper than 1.2 meters at a single point? Yes, a confined space. Naturally, this presents a confined space hazard. The fifth hazard, excavations should be sloped according to the type of soil. In this image, since the excavation is vertical, there is a risk of the excavation edge collapsing. The sixth hazard, workers not wearing safety glasses, which are designated as mandatory personal protective equipment on the construction site. Now let's move on to another worksite image. Yes, in this image depicting an excavation activity, what hazards can you identify? Your 10-second thinking time starts now. Now let's start evaluating the hazards. Don't you think the excavator's bucket is too close to the workers? Absolutely. The excavator's bucket could hit the workers. The second hazard, the risk of the worker standing very close to the edge of the excavation falling into it. The third hazard, the risks of tripping, falling, or ankle sprains due to the uneven surface of the work area. The fourth hazard, one of the most fundamental risks in excavations is the danger of damaging underground utilities, such as pipes and electrical cables, due to not identifying them in advance. The fifth hazard, notice that while such a dangerous task as excavation is being carried out, there are no warning signs or barricades around it. This means that when the excavator's bucket moves to the left, it could strike any object passing nearby. A collision hazard. I can almost hear you saying, "You forgot this hazard, you forgot that hazard." And that shows I've achieved my purpose. You are awesome. Now let's take a look at another image. You'll have 10 seconds to identify the hazards in this one as well. In this excavation image, you must have noticed a similar hazard. There is no ladder for the worker inside the excavation to enter or exit. They could fall while trying to get in or out. The second hazard, the risk of falling into the excavation. A worker standing at the edge is too close to the excavation, and since there is no barricade, they could fall in. The third hazard, the risk of the barricade itself falling into the excavation. The barricade standing at the edge is not fixed and is placed too close. Any imbalance or contact could cause it to fall into the excavation and injure the worker. The fourth hazard, the excavated soil has been piled up too close to the edge. Without a doubt, it is very heavy and has placed an enormous load on the edge. The excavation wall could collapse. So my friends, in this video we played a hazard identification game using several excavation images, and in the process we got a brief training on hazard identification. As you've seen, excavations involve many hazards, and in many cases the hazards are the same even if the excavations look different. In your future work life, I hope that whenever you approach an excavation area, you'll be able to identify the hazards. Remember, if we can identify hazards, it means we can take preventive actions against them. That way, we can complete the job without accidents and return safely to our families.